sitting here with another theory to think about. Got a theory for you to think about. One to be aware of. These theories are good to be aware of. When you're aware of things, you become so much more powerful in defending against them. I mean, just think about it. If you know what an arm lock is, you can defend the arm lock. If you don't know what the arm lock is, you don't even know where to start.
Okay.
So here's a theory. It's called Buridan's ass. It is a philosophical paradox related to decision making. It's named after this French philosopher, Jean Buridan. It actually kind of makes fun of Jean Buridan, and I won't go into the whole history behind that because this guy's somebody that was born in 1301. So this guy's he's pretty ancient philosopher.
Old school. Yeah.
But here's the paradox, and I guess he was a guy that talked about this type of free will and whatnot. But here's the paradox. If you place a donkey, an ass, if you place a donkey that is equally hungry and thirsty, mm-hmm. and you place him an equal distance between water and food, he's going to die of both hunger and thirst because he can't make a rational decision between going to the hay or going to the water. Mm-hmm. All right? So it's something very good to be aware of because this can happen to us. This can lead to paralysis. We get stuck in these situations where it's like, well, that seems pretty good, but this seems pretty good too. We just don't make a decision. Mm-hmm. Or I want this, but I also want that, so I'm just not going to do anything. Mm-hmm. So it is a good time to employ the law of combat, prioritize and execute, right? I mean, in this case, guess what? You can live for 30 days without food. You can only live you can live for 30 days without food. You can only live for 3 days without water. So you better go get the water first. That's your prioritize and execute model. Sure. No factor. Also, can be a good time to employ some iterative decision making. Like, oh, maybe I'll take a little step in this direction. Do it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm still thirsty. I can survive a little bit longer without food, but if I need water for sure. So take some small steps in that direction. But oftentimes we go through life and sometimes we act like a jackass. Yep. We don't make decisions. Yep. We don't make decisions. We don't choose a course. And listen, I say, and I don't know when I started saying this, but I've been saying it. I'm kind of sticking with it right now.
Okay.
In my opinion, 7 out of 10 times, 70% of the time, mm-hmm. action is better than inaction. Look, there's 3 times where, you know what, you got to hesitate. You got to hold back. You got to wait. But most of the time, action is better. Mm-hmm. And the reason it's better is because when you take action, you get to see a different perspective. You get a reaction. Your knowledge grows. You learn. You can learn by sitting and waiting occasionally. That's why it's only 3 out of 10, bro. It's only 3 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Inaction has a possibility of giving you nothing. Like you sit and wait, you don't change your viewpoint. You don't change your perspective. You're seeing the same thing that you saw before. Yeah. So there's a chance that in action you get nothing from it. Yeah. There's a small chance that if I sit here and wait and I see what Echo's going to do, now I see what he's doing. Okay, now I can. There's a chance. But there's also a chance that I don't get to see anything new. Whereas if I maneuver, take a step, take some action, I'm going to get to see more. I'm going to learn. Yeah. So bottom line is, don't be a jackass.
Don't be a jackass.
Take some action. Don't get stuck. Don't sit there and analyze all day long because it's going to be a problem. So there you go. Little theory from the past, from Buridan's ass.